because they essentially dropped points, because everyone was talking about it was probably going to be 3 points heading towards Aston Villa. Now the talk is, well, they're not. Are they really in a title race? Have they really got enough to be in the title race? It's funny how it can, like a toss of a coin, it can just switch the conversation.
Well, it can. I like to think what you've seen so far in the Premier League, Villa have been very, very good, especially at home.
Yeah.
They didn't get enough away. And if they improve their away record, Villa are in a chance to win the league.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to have a very good away record as well, which they've not really had. I know they beat you last week. When you were messaging, weren't you, on the WhatsApp about the game? You just said it was a crazy game.
It ended in ridiculous circumstances. Obviously, there were 2 red cards. There was a number of melees and little fisticuffs, if you like. And both teams have been charged as a result of the let me say that again. As a result of the players failing to conduct themselves in the right manner. In that particular game, I have to say, it was a funny game. It wasn't a great game. And I was sort of expecting a bit more from Villa in terms of, I've watched them on the telly. I've enjoyed watching them. I didn't enjoy watching them last weekend. But maybe that's, again, in part how Brentford sort of tried to combat them, tried to make it maybe a little bit more difficult for them. And at one stage, Brentford went 1-0 up and Brentford looked pretty comfortable at that point. And then the Ben Mee red card did change things.
The one thing that was different for me last night, they gave away the ball a bit too often. Even though they were getting frustrated, Villa.
Yeah.
And a guy that I like and have met, and also I think he's a decent player, Matty Cash was giving the ball away too. For a wide player to get on the ball and continually try... look, give him credit. He's trying to find that pass that hurts the opposition, and he just gave it away a bit too often in that right-back position.
Yeah, I would say, talking about giving credit, obviously what we can say with Aston Villa, likewise last weekend at Brentford, they bounced back from going a goal down and really taking it to the end of the game to ensure that they got something out of that game yesterday with that late equaliser for Zaniolo. They had 78% of possession, which again, I know we've talked about it before. Possession stats are always... can be a little bit skewed because you never know if that's defensive or offensive, but obviously we'd have thought this is more offensive when it came to Aston Villa. But if you look at the stats from that game as well, Cass, which I'm trying to pull up, it was 11 goal attempts from Aston Villa, 5 for Sheffield United, just the 4 on target for Villa and 2 on target for Sheffield United, which kind of indicates, a game of half chances really for most of them.
There's a couple of things. I think Villa need to go into the market in Jan. I don't normally encourage that. I just think just a bit more in the forward areas, a bit more. No, look, Jacob Ramsey's been out injured. He's came in, and I think McGinn does a great job as an attacking midfielder and finds himself on in some great positions. They've got Diaby, who didn't play particularly well last night. I just think if they can add a few more goals in wide areas, someone a bit, just to give them a bit more special. Look, finding targets is really, really difficult. But one thing Unai Emery has done, like he has with Pau Torres coming to the club, he's found top players to come in and do jobs for his team. I think if they can find that forward to give Ollie Watkins a bit more as well, I'd like to see that at the Villa, because I think their own record's going to be good all season.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it.
It will be. It will be good.
The fans are doing their part. That's for sure. Let's give them credit. We're giving credit to a lot of people today, but let's give them credit as well. And look, if they want to go deep in Europe, if they want to go deep in competitions, you're right, Cass, they might need to just strengthen just to ensure they have that depth that might be well required.